in federal money for a parking structure in Provo, proposed by Senator Bob Bennett. Provo's mayor is eager to have the new parking garage and believes it will attract developers to Provo's downtown. Freshman Republican Representative Jason Chaffetz represents the Provo area, and he joins us live from Washington. Congressman, welcome. Where do you stand on this question? With Senator Bennett or Senator McCain?
Well, we're $10 trillion in debt, and there are just certain things the federal government should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And I just come from the school that says the federal government, it's just not the proper role of the federal government to be funding parking structures. And as much as I think it would help and benefit the city of Provo, there are 435 members of Congress and 100 senators. We all can't be running around funding $500,000 parking structures. It's just not what's going to help grow the economy.
What's the difference between funding a parking structure and the road that gets to the parking structure?
Well, there's a certain federal component, for instance, on I-15, the Mountain View corridor, where there are federal funds that are appropriate. We collect a federal gas tax, for instance, and I think that's appropriate. What's paramount to me is the openness and transparency of the process. I took a pledge I would not ask for an earmark in 2009 because I think it's just fraught with danger, because you have people all doing these little backroom deals and not really prioritizing the projects that are most important. So 9,000 earmarks in this $410 billion appropriation. I side on the side of Mr. McCain on this one. Okay, so no bacon for the hometown supporters. Well, everybody can't have their pork. I mean, the part of the problem of our country is we're $10 trillion in debt. And if we want to truly fuel economic development, the furnace that's going to grow the American economy, there's just some things we're going to have to say no to. Well, another Utah earmark that made Senator McCain's porkiest list, the top 10, is $1 million to eradicate those pesky Mormon crickets that eat rangeland and cropland in Utah. What do you think about that one? Well, a little bit different issue. There you have the crickets that are growing on the BLM lands, federal lands, and causing problems to farmers. I look at that one a little bit differently. What's paramount is that we get the process right. And when you airdrop in these earmarks under the cloak of darkness, without hearings, without openness and transparency, I think it's fraught with danger. The fact that it was called a Mormon cricket probably added a little bit more fuel to that fire than anything, but I do think the federal government does play a role in eradicating the crickets that are devastating the farmers' lands, particularly in eastern Utah. Representative Jason Chaffetz, thank you very much for making time for us this evening. Thanks, Bruce.
I passed out. I went down. We're a stat.